Really hard to make the Bank of Canada Museum friendly. A welcoming place where the reception area is very bright and very airy. We have a nice reception area, and we have a couple of things in the welcoming area before you get into the museum proper that are just intended to draw people in. And the first one that I want to draw your attention to is the digital wall. To me, this was something that was inspired by the Cleveland Art Museum. They have a digital wall, some of you may have seen it. To me, it was always the circus barker, right? The guy standing in front of the tent going, come on in, come on in. People look down as they enter the museum, they see this digital wall, and they go, what the heck is that? So they go closer, and they realize they can grab one of these coins on the screen, pull it down into one of those windows, and examine it more closely. It's kind of fun. We've worked to make it as interesting as we can. This is an example of a banknote display. The banknotes are all origami. They look like that. I don't unfortunately have them unfolded, but when you touch them, they unfold into the denomination that they are. It's just a lot of fun. It just brings people in. They're at the wall for a couple of minutes and they go, well, okay, what else is there? And that's when we get to the next part. So these are RFID bracelets. They're radio frequency identification bracelets, and they're an important part of what we do. We have kids, we have adults, people. I'd say 70–80% of the people who visit us take the time to dress their avatar because it's fun, and it's really cute to see the little 8- and 9-year-old girls who will stand there and dress the avatar, and then start again and dress the avatar. Spend 20 minutes getting their avatar ready. Okay, here we go. So anyway, just a bit more. You name your avatar, you dress your avatar follows you through. There's all these different combinations that you can have. And, so then, you're ready to go inside. We've characterized the museum as being in the heart of the system. The idea is the economy is all around us. We don't really know much about it. We don't think much about it. It's like the air we breathe. So we want to take it into a different space. And we're really clear that we're bringing you in to an absolutely new spot. There's just an entrance that's it's kind of cool. It's very small, but it just lets you know that you're transitioning into something else. Now, the problem with being a central bank museum is that in order to tell you that story, you have to tell you another story first. So the first story we have to tell people is, what's the economy? Just to get them set up to go in and understand what the policy stuff is that we do. So the first section of the museum is all about just very basic economics. This is an interactive about supply and demand. When you turn the little knobs at the bottom there at different speeds, supply and demand go up and down at different rates, and music plays in dissonance. When you actually get things at the same level, the music is harmonious. It's a very simple idea, but it gets the idea across. The liquid through liquidity, until you get to the pipe where you fix it. And once it gets to the right thing, it turns back from red to blue, and the sound of calming water takes over, and everybody's happy again until the next thing pops up. Meanwhile, people are still trying to get in the museum. Actually, that's a mistake. So anyway, that's pipes and tanks. The third policy section that's really was a challenge is explaining funds management, because even the bank people who work in funds management admit it's one of the most boring things that you can imagine. It's basically we're the banker for the government of Canada. And we knocked ourselves out trying to figure out what to do, and we just finally wound up with a very simple, I call it the lollipop, interactive with 4 different little animations. Very sweet, very, very, very cute, and very effective. People will watch them, learn a little bit about funds management, and then they're good. So that's the three of the 4 policy areas that we work on. Then there's a bit of a break. We were a currency museum for over 30 years, so we couldn't just throw that idea out. So I have a section that is set with little children who believe the avatar lives inside their RFID bracelet and start to cry when you put them in. So, we have to be a bit careful. We've lost 100 of them so far. They're about $2 a piece, so. But it's fun. It's fun to watch. So you drop it in, you get a bit of a light show. The idea is you're going back the avatar is going back from you into the aggregate. Again, once again, we keep hitting on that theme. And then your avatar says goodbye. I wanted to, Sylvia did this morning, and I wanted to do something similar. This is my team. This was after Canada Day, where we served 3,000 people. 3,000 people came through that museum. It was just unbelievable. They're still sitting up, so it was okay. But that's basically the story of the New Bank Canada Museum. Of course, there's lots more. I got 36 seconds left, so I'm just going to talk for a second more. I can tell you lots more. There was a lot that went into it. We worked with an amazing company, GSM Project from Montreal. It was a great collaboration. We got a lot of support from senior management, and you know, we had inspiration. We were inspired. I'm so glad I finally saw FLiP. It's such a wonderful experience, and of course, the Me Day was huge for us. It was a great influence. Anyway, thank you very much.